Good morning, Charlie.
Morning.
We wanted to talk to you today to learn more about you. There's a lot about you that people know because they've been around town with you for years, some of us.
Yeah.
But other times, people might be new for you or they don't know you very much.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to know more about you. We'll start with that, and then we have
Yeah.
some other questions for you. So do you want to just go ahead and tell us, what are some things you remember about growing up? Are you the oldest kid?
I remember when I first went to, I got in trouble.
When you first went to school, you got in
Yeah.
trouble? Why was
And
that?
I read everything on a blackboard and I didn't want to do my homework.
You had to write on the blackboard and you didn't want
Yeah.
to do your homework? Did you write on the blackboard because you got in trouble, or that was what you were supposed to be doing?
No, I had flipped by the blackboard.
You had what?
Flipped by the blackboard.
You had to sit by it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Were you the oldest kid in your family?
I was old, yeah.
So
Yeah.
how many sisters do you have? 4 sisters?
3.
3 sisters?
And 4 brothers. And I used to go, and we upstairs, I didn't want to lay down. And I swing and holler at my mother. No, I'm not going to play a mat.
You
Okay.
did not like to take a nap?
I just go, Mother, okay. Yeah, you're going to go to a babysitter. You're not going to see a movie tonight.
Uh-oh.
And I got home now. And got home with, no, your brother go home. And no, I want to go. No, you're going to stay here till we move. Yeah.
Oh.
And I got in my dress. So another day I had to go outside. And I had what do wrong.
You had to mow the lawn?
That's my punny boy.
Oh, that was your punishment?
Yeah.
So you didn't get to go to the movie, and you
Yeah.
had to go outside and do the
Yeah.
yard work?
Yeah. I was really tired.
You were tired after you mowed the
Yeah.
lawn?
I went to sleep.
Then you took a nap.
Yeah.
Well, that worked.
Yeah.
That's what she wanted you to do.
Yeah.
So did you have brothers, you said?
I have brother, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have brother Cole, Roy,
So there were 6 kids in your family?
yeah.
Did you go to a school that had different classes for the different ages, or did you all have one teacher,
The one class.
just one
But-
big class?
But I stay till noon. I didn't go all day. I just stay till morning and noon.
Mm-hmm. Why was that? Just because it was too much for you
Yeah.
to go all day?
Yeah.
Did you guys go to church as a family when you were young?
Yeah, I went to church and I had to sit by my dad and mom.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you sit here, we gotta go up front. And okay. And I was really on my best behavior.
You were on your best behavior. Well, you still do a great job being on your best behavior in church.
Yeah.
Did you want to play music when you were younger?
Yeah.
What did you want to play?
Trombone.
The trombone?
And when I got my first clipper, first eat was funny, I couldn't everybody eat about.
Oh,
I got called that, hey, go back. You're not supposed to be peeking at your back.
no peeking at the Easter baskets.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You better go back way down.
Mm-hmm. You were kind of a troublemaker, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Did you get into trouble quite a lot?
Oh, yeah, I got a lot of fun. Yeah.
So you all went to school together.
Yeah.
When did you, did you go to high school?
No, I went to a school.
You went to a what kind of school?
Yeah.
What kind of school was it?
kids school.
A
When you
preschool?
ring a bell,
Okay. They ring the bell and then you move
Yeah.
to a different class?
one. Yeah, I got a lot of trouble about the phone call. No, you're going to sit here, you're going to do that.
Mm. So people are always trying to get you to sit still
Yeah,
when you were young, which is probably why you always are walking around now, right?
yeah,
You're finally free.
yeah.
What else do you remember about when you were young, besides getting into trouble?
Every time my dad went from work, put a pair of gloves on my hand.
They put gloves on your hands when they
Yeah,
went away?
so I would flat nobody.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah,
So it would be softer if you did hit somebody.
yeah.
Wow.
And
Okay.
when my first surgery was done, they tied my hand to a bedpost.
Oh, you had when you had your first surgery,
Yeah. So I was still open.
right? Do you remember what kind of surgery or how old you were when you had the surgery?
No.
Were you very, very young?
Yeah.
Was it a surgery to help with your legs or
They took
something?
my pain out.
Oh, appendix?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you were in the hospital then.
Yeah.
How did that feel? Was that scary?
So I was glad to get out of the hospital. That was too
Mhm.
hard for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You said that was your first surgery. Did you have other surgeries?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
What kind of surgeries did you need?
I ate from wood here. Then I had a cave bone removed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So did you live at home all the way until you were out of
I
school?
went home so they put me into I went into a building
Mm-hmm.
and went to a pier. And I called a truck.
You cried? Is that what you said?
I called a truck.
Cried?
Cold water, they made me work. They made me do everything.
Oh. The place where you went to live, they made you do a lot of
Yeah.
work?
Yeah. And I had to clean my room.
Mm-hmm. Clean up your own room.
Yeah.
Did you have trouble with your arms and your legs back then?
No.
You could do everything fine?
No. No.
So when did you start having trouble with your arms and your legs?
I don't know. Man. I was man now.
You don't remember now? But you could run and walk and all of that when you were young?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's what you're gonna learn how to cross street.
Learn how to cross the street?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. To be safe?
And my bad hand I'll walk across the street.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
What's a good memory that you have of your dad?
He was kind, he was very sorry to me. He said, when you get down, I'll buy you a knife. And mama, so Dad went to me, and I got caught talking to somebody. No, you're not for a talk. Roll your window up.
Oh, you were trying to talk to someone?
Yeah. No, roll your window up.
Oh, okay. No talking to strangers outside the car?
Yeah.
I see. So you went to church when you were a young kid with your family?
Yeah. I went to every something on a picnic,
You went on picnics with the church?
and I spent some time with my grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
Grandma Cole.
Your grandmother went to church with you as well?
Yeah.
Do you remember what the city was where you grew up?
St. John.
You grew up in St. John's?
Yeah.
I have lived in St. John's too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So then you went to live at a building, at an institution, you said?
Yeah.
What's a memory that you have of going to church where you felt like God was with you?
I felt like Jesus because I was him.
You love God?
Yeah. And so I had to go out. I had do a quitting program, I had to do like you put a good right on and wear long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
You were in the Christmas program.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get down the hand eating. For
You had
I was a shepherd
you
boy,
were a shepherd boy.
and when I tried to pull a cut back, it went right on the floor.
Uh-oh.
And I hit somebody over the
Oh,
head.
no. You dropped your staff
In
onto the
mouth
floor.
part.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, that happens sometimes. What's a hard thing that you remember when you were growing up?
Keep my room clean.
Keeping your room clean?
I had a lot of homework.
Oh, okay. Yeah. When did you start living in like care homes like the one that you live in right now?
Well, when I first closed my part, I say that terrifying. Yeah, I went to better, but they try to teach me how to eat with one hand.
Mm-hmm. So you lived in Mount Pleasant. Is that where the institution was? In
Yeah.
Mount Pleasant? That was a long ways away from St. John's.
No, there were by better, but
Oh, and then you went to Vestaburg.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they were trying to get you to use your other hand,
Yeah,
this hand, your right hand.
yeah.
Why didn't it work?
Because they try to teach me how to eat.
Oh, they just didn't want you to use your left hand.
Yeah. They were treating me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that wasn't a very good place to live.
Yeah. My grandmother. No, I was glad I got at home.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that when you moved to where you live now?
Yeah.
And so do you know how long you have lived there?
I've been here a long time.
Yeah. What do you want people to know about God?
How to one with God,
Mm-hmm.
not swear, talk good, or talk bad.
Mm-hmm. What do you like about going to church?
Give you our home and give you to meet new friends. Give fun idea. Yeah,
You get out of the house and you meet new friends.
yeah,
And what was the last thing?
to greet people.
Greet people. Mm-hmm.
When people want to greet.
Mm-hmm. You really like to be around people.
Yeah,
You like to care about people, don't you?
yeah,
We care about you as
Yeah.
well, and we appreciate you caring about us.
yeah,
And you're pretty free to say that
yeah,
you want to know how people are really doing.
yeah.
That's really cool. Thank you for being that way.
Okay.
We couldn't be this body, this group of people, this church, without you
Yeah.
helping take care of us.
Mm-hmm.
You're kind of like the grandpa now, you know that.
Yeah,
I think you might be older than all the grandpas right now.
yeah.
So that's very cool. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
You've been out walking.
Oh, yes.
That's kind of your thing, isn't it?
Yes. Always. Gotta go. I like seeing people and saying hello.
Mm-hmm. Well, we wanted to learn a little more about you today, and you wanted to tell us more about yourself, so it's going to work out well. It's a win-win for us.
Right?
So do you remember when you started coming to this church? Do you remember how many years it's been?
I
It's
want
kind of
to
a hard
say
question anyway, isn't it?
it had to be 2011 is when I probably started. Because I moved here in Greenville in 2010 from the accident
Mm-hmm.
and everything I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And just getting to know around and
Mhm.
where I'm living.
I see. Yeah. Oh,
And-
so you started moving. Started living in Greenville in 2011.
Yeah.
But I think you came to this church probably 2 years ago or so, maybe 3.
Right. Could be 3 or
So
2.
We're still getting to know each other, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Had you been to any other churches earlier in your life?
I want to say growing up, I went to the one I didn't like go to a church. I
Mhm.
just did kids. Where you-
Like vacation Bible school in the
Yeah.
summertime.
Yeah, more like that.
Mm-hmm. With like your neighbor or
No, just me
no? I
and
mean,
my
like,
brothers and
who-
sisters.
who
and-
invited you, or you just saw it advertised?
Yeah, Mom just wanted to get rid of us,
Ah.
so here you go.
So like the church,
Yeah.
one of the churches in Cedar Springs.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's where you grew up, with Cedar Springs.
Yes.
Okay. And you went to high school there, and
Yep.
and so
And
on.
graduated in 2003. I
Okay.
was happy for it.
So when did you decide you were gonna start coming to this building? How did you find out about us?
Just hearing music and seeing everybody, I liked it, and I was like, "Oh, I'll go here."
Just one day when you were walking by.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And what kept you coming back?
The friendship and knowing everybody and getting to know them and helping and doing your weeding, because I'm still a country girl and I will weed. I love you.
Walking and weeding.
Yes.
Good. How would you say God has cared for you?
Mostly going with the accidents and everything I've been through and the rehabilitation, all the doctors, nurses, and everything. And the rehabilitation, it was awesome. And it's still a process, but yeah, it was just getting and coming back to walking again and relearning how to talk and be who I am and coming back.
For people who don't know what your accident was, can you tell us more about that?
I was in wrong and drinking and driving, and the whole accident, the car goes off this thing. I go out window and lay out in the field for 5.5 hours before the hunters found me. And AeroMed take me over to Spectrum Health, and I'd be in a coma for a month and a half before I wake up. And they pointed at Terry and Brenda, and I was like, I don't know who they were. I wanted my grandmothers because they were with me while I was in my coma, and they were, yeah.
And then you were at Mary Free Bed for quite a while.
I did a month of Mary Free Bed inner living there, and then a month afterwards of the outer, of,
Outpatient.
yeah, the outpatient, and then it was Hope Network
Mm-hmm.
to see if I could live on my own, and they said, oh yeah, she's good. I did it for a week, and they're like, oh yeah, she's good. So they, yeah,
Amazing.
moved me over here.
So that was the surgeries that you had were having to do with your head and your brain and your
Yeah.
eye.
Where they took a piece of my skull and put it in my belly for the brain being so expanded.
Mm-hmm. Some pretty major stuff that
Oh yeah.
you had to come back from. Yeah, that's medicine's amazing.
Yes, and the doctors and nurses, they still make me laugh, but I always hope for the oldest nurse. I love they just know.
Mm. So that is one of the things that you would say is an example of how God took care of you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you ever
Always.
have those questions like, why did God let me live through that?
Yeah, I wonder that too, but I just keep going forward like he asked, because
Mhm.
it's his, and I rather share and love and give.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he made me, and I say, okay, hanging in here, but yeah.
So you kind of have I guess you could say you're kind of an example of someone who's not the typical, if you would,
Right.
just because you've had some changes. You were telling me that your accident happened in 2007, so that was like 19 years ago.
Yeah, it was in 2007 when my accident happened, but they didn't claim it until 2008 when they woke me back up because it was in November of the accident and wake me back up in the following year. So they claim it as that, and I still claim it as 7. That's when it happened.
Yeah. So you've kind of lived almost half of your life with the changes, like having to learn how to walk and get your body to do what it needs to do when it's time.
Yes.
And things are a little bit wonky. You told me that you're usually cold in the summertime and not in the wintertime.
Yeah, it's a switch. I'm just like,
Mm.
okay, I'll deal with it. But when they first woke me in winter or summer, I was
Mhm.
still always cold.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't like that. But then winter came and I was warm. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I'll switch it.
Yeah. I said earlier that I thought medicine was amazing, but I think that medicine just shows us how much God does. I mean,
Yeah.
we can't fix ourselves, but God can
He-
do the parts that need to be done.
Yes, it's always in his hands.
Hmm. Yeah. That's not an easy thing to admit, is it? Or to believe as true that God has all this on purpose happen to us.
No, he does.
Yeah. And sometimes, I mean, you said earlier, like you feel like you were in the wrong because you were drinking and driving. That's not supposed to happen.
Right.
And
What I was.
and yet God kind of took that thing that was literally a dead end
Yeah.
and changed it. So you're an example of how that can. We might do dumb stuff when we're, as people. I mean, we're doing that all the time, but it doesn't end with us. God can do something with that.
Yes.
I think that's one of the cool things. That's what I think is cool about your life is
Right.
there's something that God is still doing and plans to do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here, right?
Right.
And I think that's really cool. Is it something that you've thought about, or?
The most I think about is getting my independence on what he gave me.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
Yeah.
biggest love and
Yeah.
to share
You're
and
still
help
wanting to-
and give and get my independence.
Mm-hmm.
I do forgive him, but
Yeah, you just want to kind of use your
To-
life in a way that's
to help
that
and
makes things
give.
go forward, like you said.
yes, always go for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think the church should be doing for people in general?
Just let them open up and be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
It's not an easy thing to do, I think, is it? It's easy to find people that, or to like people who are like us.
Right. They
Right.
used to be like, oh, well, you should have did it this way. But that's your opinion. I have mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do mine my way with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And always say, okay, can I help you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think about, like, going forward? What do you think your life could be like? Besides, you wanted to be independent, but are there things that you would like to do, like hobbies you would like to take forward, or are there ways that you'd like to work more with people? Certain things that like come to mind.
Eventually
Mhm.
get, a car again and just to see the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
You would like to leave Greenville and
I mean, just to
Go
go and
places.
visit, yeah, and hang
Mhm.
out and see.
Have you ever had times that you were upset with God?
Just a few times because in knowing my carriers on the fire department and the whole
Mhm.
case,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, well, you know the truth
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
the whole money situation. I am never going to be about money.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't help you and work, here you go.
Right. But you think that God is ultimately He's got things figured out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He knows. He's like, just hang in there and make it his. And I
Mhm.
said, okay, I'm going for a ride with you. Be safe.
Excellent. Is there anything that you would like to say to this congregation, to the people who are listening?
With the short-term and long-term memory, but seeing faces that I remember and seeing a lot of people and seeing all of you, it makes me happy. In that we're all together and we help and give. That's the best of my life, and I want to keep it going.
Well, thank you for talking to us today. It was great to be able to hear more about you. I mean, I personally knew you. We've talked a lot, you and I, but I think there are a lot of people who don't know very much about you, and now you've shared that, which is pretty bold.
Yeah.
You've been through some stuff,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's easier just not to talk about it, but I think that you're being honest about it is healthy And it's a good example for people who maybe feel like they're not quite the typical, you know,
Right.
that there's room for everybody. And
Always.
God did this amazing thing for each of us, created us in the way that He wanted us to be.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's not always easy to see that or wonder, why don't I get to be that person over there, you know? So, but thank you for sharing with us.
Always. Always willing to share and help and give. That's the way He made me, and I rather love and share. Always
Excellent.
and forever, every day.
Thank you.
Yes.